Legend tells of a cursed artifact, an ordinary-looking wine cabinet that hides something far more sinister. Known as the Dybbuk Box, it's said to be home to a restless spirit, a Dybbuk, a malevolent entity from Jewish folklore that's trapped within it. Those who come into contact with it report strange phenomena, shadowy figures, unexplained sickness, and a lingering sense of dread. But how much of this is myth, and how much is a dark, terrifying reality of something extremely strange? The Dybbuk Box is one of the most famous paranormal objects in modern folklore. Claimed to be haunted or cursed, it has garnered widespread attention for the strange occurrences and misfortunes linked to its ownership. The box is rooted in Jewish mythology, specifically tied to the concept of a Dybbuk, a malevolent spirit that possesses living beings. The Dybbuk, a key element in the legend of the box, comes from Jewish mysticism, particularly the Kabbalah. The word Dybbuk refers to a malicious spirit that attaches itself to a living person, often to torment or possess them. The idea of the Dybbuk stems from ancient beliefs in wandering souls, spirits that had unresolved issues, sins, or unfinished business in life. These spirits were said to roam the earth, seeking refuge in a living host. While the box itself is a modern artifact, the Dybbuk concept dates back centuries. Stories of Dybbuks feature in Jewish lore and religious texts, where rabbis often served as exorcists to free individuals possessed by these malevolent entities. The tradition describes a Dybbuk as a restless soul that can only be expelled through religious rites and prayer. The Dybbuk box reportedly contains such a spirit, sealed within for unknown reasons. In folklore, cursed or haunted objects are often thought to be vessels for spirits, and the Dybbuk box fits this pattern. However, there is no historical precedence for the use of wine cabinets as containers for Dybbuks, making this artifact an anomaly, even within its own cultural mythos. The modern tale of the Dybbuk box began in 2001, when a small-time antique dealer named Kevin Mannis bought a small wine cabinet at an estate sale. Mannis was immediately drawn to it, unaware of its dark history. According to Mannis, the box belonged to a Holocaust survivor named Havela, who had fled to America after the war. Mannis claimed that Havela's granddaughter told him that the box had been kept as a family heirloom, but gave him strict instructions that it should never be opened, as it contained a Dybbuk, a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore that she and her family had trapped inside after experiencing paranormal events. Intrigued, Mannis began to research the box's history and chronicled his experiences in an online post that quickly spread across paranormal forums. Mannis reported that shortly after bringing the box into his shop, he and others noticed an overpowering scent of jasmine flowers mixed with cat urine. This smell would come and go without explanation. Mannis claimed that he began experiencing vivid nightmares, featuring a menacing old woman who would follow him in his dreams, snarling and speaking in a language he couldn't understand. He also reported that visitors to his shop and home began to have similar dreams. Perhaps the most dramatic part of Mannis's experience occurred when he gifted the box to his mother as a birthday present. Shortly after receiving the box, she suffered a severe stroke. She later claimed that during the stroke, she saw terrifying visions and felt an overwhelming malevolent presence. Mannis grew increasingly disturbed by the escalating phenomena, Lights would flicker, glass objects would shatter without cause, and unexplained cold spots would appear in rooms where the box was stored. Realizing that the box might be the cause of these occurrences, he decided to sell it. The box passed through a few hands before ending up with Jason Haxton, a museum curator and medical researcher. Haxton purchased the box on eBay in 2003 after reading the online accounts of the strange events connected to it. At first, Haxton was skeptical, believing that the stories were exaggerated or fabricated. However, he soon experienced disturbing phenomena of his own. He reported that as soon as he took possession of the box, he began experiencing severe health issues. These included sudden outbreaks of hives, coughing up blood, and choking sensations during the night. He described these symptoms as intense and frightening, often manifesting without any prior health issues. He claimed the objects in his home began to move on their own. Doors would open and close by themselves, and loud banging noises would echo through the house. In one instance, he reported that his office became filled with a thick black mist that seemed to emanate from the box itself. Like Manus, Haxton noted that he began having horrific nightmares involving an old woman and shadowy figures. He also said that he felt a growing sense of dread and anxiety whenever he was near the box. His wife and children also reported feeling a heaviness in the home after the box arrived, as if the atmosphere had become oppressively negative. Fearing for his health and safety, Haxton sought advice from religious figures and spiritualists. He even attempted to seal the box using various rituals, though these seemed to have little effect. Eventually, Haxton placed the box in a military-grade container and buried it, hoping to contain whatever malevolent force was attached to it. Zach Bagans, the host of the television series Ghost Adventures, purchased the Dybbuk Box from Haxton in 2016. Bagans, a well-known paranormal investigator, added the box to his collection of haunted artifacts, which he displays at his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Bagans' experience with the box has been documented both on television and in interviews, with some unsettling claims emerging from his investigation. Shortly after acquiring the box, Bagan and his team reported feeling lightheaded, nauseous, and overcome with anxiety when near it. Some even claim that simply touching the box caused them to break out in rashes or feel overwhelming pressure in their chest. During the filming of an episode centered on the Dybbuk Box, Bagan's crew member Aaron Goodwin reportedly fainted when he got too close to it. He later described the experience as feeling an overwhelming wave of energy that left him weak and disoriented. Bagans reports that the box has caused strange occurrences in his museum. He describes the box as having an aura that affects the energy of anyone in its vicinity. He has stated that the box continues to emit a strange energy and remains one of the most haunted objects in his collection. Kevin Manus, the original owner of the Dybbuk Box, appeared on an episode of Ghost Adventures in 2018 during a 4-part Halloween special titled Ghost Adventures Quarantine. In this special, host Zach Bagans delved deep into the infamous Dybbuk Box and its terrifying history. Manus's appearance added a significant layer of authenticity and intrigue to the episode. This appearance was highly anticipated, as he was the one who purchased the box in 2001 and experienced the initial wave of paranormal activity that sparked its sinister reputation. He also delved into the Jewish folklore surrounding the Dybbuk, explaining that it's believed to be a malevolent spirit capable of attaching itself to the living. During the episode, Manus was left alone in the basement of the museum with the box and read aloud a poem he had written, which he later claimed was inspired by the Dybbuk Box. This is important because no one knew it was his own work in the moment, instead assuming he was being possessed during this session, and it was conveyed that way to the audience. As Manus recited the poem, a series of strange events were reported on set, with crew members reporting chills, a sudden change in the atmosphere, and eerie sensations that seemed to coincide with his recitation.
Light from the hallway crept into my room, along with the shadow man too, I assume. Never before had I seen such a form that could change as a candle's flame licks in a storm.
What in the hell?
We are concerned because we don't know Kevin and are uncertain whether he may be conducting a dark ritual with the box.
I wait here in the darkness till you fall asleep. Then I come into your dreams with a promise to keep. From the nighttime till morning, I'll torment your soul.
Dude, what?
He's
saying? No. He's saying, dude.
I started to tremble. I covered my head.
He's saying things like, come out of this box and torment these souls.
Took flight. He hid deep in my closet, peered out with delight. I'd just about fallen asleep when it started. It began when I felt something under the bed coming.
What is he saying?
His presence on the show seemed to trigger paranormal activity. As he discussed his history with the box, the Ghost Adventures crew reported feeling an intense energy shift in the room. The activity increased in intensity during the investigation, with crew members experiencing anxiety, dizziness, and moments of unexplained fear. The climax of his appearance came when Bagans attempted to open the Dybbuk box on camera. This was a significant moment, as he had previously been hesitant to tamper with the box due to the dangerous stories surrounding it. Manus, despite knowing the box's dark history, participated in the event, increasing the tension. As Bagans prepared to open the box, both he and Manus seemed apprehensive, aware of the potential dangers involved. During the ritual, the Ghost Adventures team reported a spike in paranormal activity. Team members claimed to see dark shadows moving around the room. Several crew members reported feeling watched, and some even saw what they described as fleeting figures. As the box was opened, Bagans and others reported feelings of dizziness, nausea, and pressure. Manus himself seemed visibly affected, at one point asking to stop, as he claimed the energy in the room had become too overwhelming. The crew's equipment began malfunctioning, with cameras shutting off unexpectedly, batteries draining quickly, and temperature fluctuations being detected on infrared cameras. Manus's appearance on Ghost Adventures was controversial in many paranormal circles, some critics feeling that the dramatic nature of the episode, including the decision to open the box, were too theatrical, while others maintained it was possibly dangerous, given the box's reputation. Beyond these key owners, many have interacted with the Dybbuk Box, particularly after its public display in Bagans' museum. Some claim that just standing near the box or looking at it from a distance has caused them to experience headaches, nausea, and extreme emotions like fear or sadness. Visitors to the museum have shared their experiences online, with many stating that they felt an oppressive energy when near the box. Some described feeling physically ill, while others report intense emotional reactions, such as sudden bouts of crying or anger. Interestingly, some visitors who entered the museum as skeptics left with a much more open mind after encountering the box. In recent years, as the Dybbuk Box's legend has grown, more and more people have claimed to feel its influence, even through online videos or pictures. Several individuals have reported experiencing nightmares or feelings of dread after watching documentaries or online footage about the box. Some claim that the mere discussion of the box invites its malevolent energy into their lives, a phenomenon known as psychic contagion, where the belief in a curse spreads through the power of suggestion. From a scientific viewpoint, many claims about the Dybbuk Box are likely rooted in psychological and environmental factors rather than paranormal causes. Paranormal researchers have often cited the power of suggestion, also known as the nocebo effect, where negative expectations can cause actual physical symptoms or emotional disturbances. It's well documented that belief in a curse or haunted object can lead to real physical symptoms. If an individual believes they are cursed, they might experience stress, anxiety, or even manifest physical ailments such as headaches, fatigue, or muscle pain, purely due to the power of belief. Some researchers suggest that strange smells or poltergeist activity could be caused by natural factors. Mold or other toxins present in the box or the environment could explain some of the symptoms experienced, such as respiratory problems or dizziness. Similarly, drafts or faulty wiring could account for cold spots or flickering lights. Skeptics also point out that the Dybbuk Box's fame and alleged powers may have been inflated through sensationalist storytelling. Manus's detailed and dramatic account of his experience, followed by subsequent owners' similar reports, create a feedback loop of belief and expectation. The Dybbuk Box has gained significant traction in popular culture, particularly following its inclusion in the 2012 horror film The Possession. The film, loosely based on the story of the Dybbuk Box, introduced the legend to a broader audience, enhancing its mythological status. The object has also been featured in numerous television shows, documentaries, and podcasts that explore haunted artifacts and cursed objects. Paranormal investigators and enthusiasts have taken particular interest in the box, with some even traveling to view it in person. The Dybbuk Box remains one of the most notorious haunted objects of the modern age, blending folklore, religious mysticism, and modern storytelling. Its notoriety continues to grow, even as skeptics question its authenticity. The narrative of a trapped, malevolent spirit inside a physical object taps into deep-rooted fears about the unknown, possession, and cursed items. The box's story has transcended its origins, becoming part of a larger cultural fascination with haunted objects. Similar to items like the Annabelle doll or Robert the doll, the Dybbuk Box represents a modern manifestation of ancient beliefs in cursed or haunted objects, beliefs that continue to captivate public imagination. So the Dybbuk Box, whether an authentic paranormal artifact or product of folklore and imagination, offers a compelling look into the ways myths and legends are created and propagated in modern times. And while science may provide rational explanations for many of the events attributed to the box, the power of belief and the allure of mystery keep the legend alive. In the end, whether the Dybbuk Box truly houses a malevolent spirit or is simply a curious antique with a sinister reputation, it has captured the attention of millions. Its legacy as one of the most notorious haunted objects in history endures, fueled by tales of terror and a world fascinated by the possibility of the unknown.